Hi, Craig Newhouse here. We're in Utah, and we just met Corey. Corey, where are you from?
I'm from Carmichael, California.
And we're here to ask a few questions of Corey. So, Corey, tell us everything that, give me a background of where you were. Let's start with that.
Okay, well, I went to Brigham Young University, got a degree in nursing, have worked for 35 years as a nurse in various different venues, including neonatal, pediatric area, maternal child, labor and delivery. I've worked in orthopedics. I've worked in inpatient psych unit. I've worked as a discharge planner and manager for at UC Davis Medical Center here, in Sacramento. We're here in Utah now, but in Sacramento. And I have been at UC Davis for 21 years, and just recently retired last year from a brain tumor.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was a manager there, and it was very shocking to me. I had no risk factors whatsoever. I've never smoked, drank, I've never done any drugs or anything like that. So I was a mystery to everybody. And
here you were taking care of everybody.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you need to be
Boom.
taken care of. You're like, what's going on?
Yeah, yeah. And my supervisor, who's actually one of the top nursing executives, Wendy Nugent, she helped me get in to see my neurosurgeon the Friday when I was just panicking. I believe it was the 28th of July. And from there, I went and saw my neurosurgeon, Dr. Rudolf Schroed, who's been very wonderful to me. And post-operatively, had a very difficult post-op. But what I have done in the meantime to bring my health back is to take the ProArgi-9 4 times a day. I take 1 stick 4 times a day. I also have become a raw foods diet vegetarian, and also I grow my own garden. My husband and I have 2 plots in the community garden out there in Carmichael, and so I eat my own foods that I, grow and raise myself, so I know that it's good food. And that's very important for wellness, is to have good food to eat.
So you had stuff going on up here.
Yes.
Where else in your body did you have things going on?
Well, I had, my fingers would swell, and every morning I'd wake up with my fingers swollen, and my ring, I couldn't get my ring off. But I can get my ring off now. And it's ProArgi-9, I'm telling you, this stuff is a miracle. It just keeps my inflammatory problems under control. Also, I had left knee inflammation from stooping over my garden a little bit too low. I had restless legs. I had
Is that restless leg
syndrome.
What's that caused from?
Well, I believe that it was after I started Keppra, which is the anticonvulsant that I've been taking. But I don't know that that's been reported as an actual regular side effect of that medicine. But that's when I noticed that I was having some real problems. I couldn't sleep at night because of the aching, and you have to keep your legs going just to, get some rest. But it never really stops because it just goes for hours.
So how long have you been doing, since you have the surgery and stuff like that, how long have you been on the ProArgi-9?
I've been on the ProArgi-9 since April. I was introduced to it in April of this year, 2010.
And what happened, right when you went on it? What was going on right at that time, before you went on it? And
I was having, serious short-term memory problems where I couldn't remember conversations. I couldn't even sew. And I love to sew and quilt and do all these things, and I had cut out this cute little moo-moo for my 3-year-old granddaughter. Yeah, and post-op, I picked out the pockets 4 times, put them on, sewed them on, thought I was doing it right, and I had never had that problem before, and usually I'll cut out a pattern, but I won't even need to look at the instructions. I could just sew it up just because I just look at it. I could spatially, understand what I needed to do. I've been sewing since I was in 3rd grade. So, all those problems plus the mental, slowness, and I also had left-sided weakness and some left-sided neglect where you don't even really care what's on your left side. You only focus what's on your right side. So, obviously I couldn't drive. I was unsafe to drive. So
then you started the ProArgi-9.
Yes, I started the ProArgi-9, and it was just a miraculous thing. I was just taking 1 scoop a day to begin with because it's expensive, and I wasn't sure how I could really afford to take it. But at that point, I really didn't care because I felt like it was the answer to my prayer. I just needed to get some relief on my symptoms and start being a human being again and get back into normal life as much as I could. So on 1 scoop a day, all my cramping in my feet and my legs and my buttocks, that all went away. So I thought, well, I'll just bump it up to 2 scoops. So I bumped it up to 2 scoops, and then restless legs stopped, which was just a godsend because the sleeping, when you don't get enough sleep, you're in misery. And then I thought, well, if it's doing that, for my restless legs, maybe if I bump it up to 3 scoops, what will it do for me then? So I bumped it up to 3 scoops a day, and of course I'm watching my can go lower and lower because I'm using this product, but I'm thinking, I'm worth it because, I need to take care of my brother-in-law who's got cerebral palsy. He lives with us, and he needs to have care. He needs to have nurturing. He needs to have someone look after him, give him his pills, his finger stick. He's diabetic, and get his meals prepared and things like that. I had things I had to do, and so.
And you have to take care of you because you got to take care of everybody else.
Yeah.
So you have to be good.
I have to be good. I have to be real good. So then I thought, well, if and then of course my fingers, all the swelling in my fingers went after the 3 scoops, and my left knee pain gone, my pain in my neck was gone, and so I just figured, okay, well now I still have short-term memory problems, so maybe if I bump it up to 4 scoops a day, like Dr. Pendergast says to start out with, you have a disease process. I thought, well, I'll just bump it up to 4 scoops and see what happens. And within 2 months, it took 2 months, but my thinking and my ability to express myself, I could get on the computer, I could actually send emails, I could think, I could remember conversations from the day before. It was just miraculous. Yeah, and here, to prove it, tell me if you feel my craning.
Yes, I feel the crane.
Okay, that's where they did the craning, right here. And they went all the way across the head like this, like this.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's real. Anybody can feel my craning if they want to.
Well, thank you so much, Corey.
You're welcome.